that someone else was your man? And how long did it last? Okay, sorry. I always saw beyond. That's why I smiled through the pain. Then you lost your way, fiercely pointing everything at me. I never realized until I woke up that everything repeats itself like a circle. Life is a pendulum, never perfect. Life is a pendulum, never perfect. I keep spinning, I don't care. With a hole in my pocket, with a hole in my pocket, I'll keep loving. If the sky is too small for you, if what we traveled forgets my name, I'll follow your little laugh that riddles me in the rain. Life is a pendulum, never perfect. Life is a pendulum, never perfect. I don't care about the price of freedom. With a hole in my pocket, with a hole in my pocket, I'll keep loving. The verses of a redhead move me deeply, as much as those of a broken woman. Luckily, there are also healing words. They're fine, an all-night pharmacy. The beach never ceases to embrace my being. Everything revolves around me until I rise up and I feel the right vibration. Of which I am a part, whether I like it or not. I hope to return to God someday. I put my soul at the service of good. Meanwhile I doodle at the zoo. I do it humbly with the same passion, trusting fully in my brothers, with which I face pain daily. I cannot disclaim responsibility for any of my actions. I am a medium deciphering intuition, so responsible for my actions, and I take ownership. I put my soul at the service of good. Throughout this incarnation, never to return. I know that on the other side we will have to start from scratch, and that the road will still be long, I believe. Doodling at the zoo, I increase my faith, and little by little I quench this thirst. For years you were far away. Lost as if in an abyss, forgetting your desire and silencing the fire. Golden times turning gray into ordinary routine, and eyes tightly closed, but it wasn't me. Who ignited in verses that which in your blood stir of the nights? It wasn't me. Who cleared the path because you already carried it? Geometry echoes. They were other voices that only encouraged us. Still from the emptiness, kisses hadn't yet arrived, unveiling the arrival, like one who knows the risk, chooses, despite everything, to release their anguish upon the mist. It's true, there I was, neither so alone nor so mad,
See that
myself. Suicide every day. And although I never succeeded, I have little to regret. Now I can tell the tale. I'm a lucky survivor. Those kisses of sin aren't for just any madman.
Time and dreams that like lightning awaken a reality. Light, and in a second, a shadow that endulls man. In the disappointment that often dwells within. Life is lived beyond all imprints. Some do not perceive it. They remind me of my cat. Those people who wander without thinking. We carry within us all names, and we grow molded from clay. From the triviality is this reality. Necessary to offer love, because it is the only thing that transcends dreams, life, and death. Today I do not care about utopia or keeping the flame alive of some fantasy or illusion. The cloud of uncertainty does not its failing. Faith in intelligence, freedom and love awakens me, with which we were created.
necessary to name them. Ghostly, plaive diving suits, and flowers with thorns, like sunflowers. The perfume and its tasty poison flowers, real as the truth offer. Sometimes it's not necessary to name them, thrown into the void and nothingness of exile, to the eternity of finding faith. Timeless from words, my tones are pastel green, I know, mixed among poetic turns and winks. At least once we have crossed paths to carry the moment forever. When we brushed against the desired happiness, we have bitten the wings of the ravens, to sing at the top of our lungs to Mother Earth. Omens of open flesh, to use the tongue until exhaustion, and stir the blood in a single sea, with warm fingertips toward the horizon. Spells of artificial paradises, they mold the signs that seethe in letters. Sometimes it's not necessary to name them. When one is shipwrecked in the lethargy of kisses, all that remains is for poetry to penetrate the stars, and to know that truth has no memories. It is carried in the soul, on the surface of the skin, written on the body. Sometimes it's not necessary to name them, although she escapes anyway, among shadows on her deserted beach. Amelia, her femininity rescues the soul of broken poets. She defines them in the vortex of the abyss. as if dancing in her hands is thirsty. It bows its weary beauty from so much riding through uncertain galaxies with granted. Another glance, sprinkled by the abyss, in the natural limbo, with the precision of the eternal embrace. Dressed in forms and dilated corsets, done with kisses, with eyes of poetic manuscripts, a battle so clear, soft and soft and a forgotten woman in her own world that devours her with the taste for obsession and nothing else, gives you 1,000 insufficient rays. If she is well caressed, a beloved woman is a mystery when the journey begins, where desires brush against feet that commerce flowers of blood. Dressed in foam and dilated corsets, adorned with kisses, with eyes of poetic manuscripts, a battle so clear, soft and corner. Soft and corner. The verses of a redhead move me deeply, as much as those of a broken woman. Luckily, there are also healing words that I find at an all-night pharmacy. The beach never ceases to embrace my being. Wherever I go, it's under an umbrella. Poetry calms this mad thirst at the touch of a transparent petticoat. Among clouds deluded, I untied the knots that entangle the skin of wolf and lamb. Let me find myself there almost naked, without inhibitions, only with my hat. I have fallen as much in love with the Caribbean as with the Andes Mountains. And I travel the path so that my spirit may vibrate, for I will never distinguish one from the other. It's that I give myself entirely to that nourishment, fecundity of smells that I love. My imp went flying in his wandering, searching for that Wartropía that I sing of. There's no turning back. No return. In the suitcase I carry with honor lies the tomorrow I treasure. Muses in multicolored charcoal. I no longer dream of splitting myself in two. Because we are all us in an old world too difficult to waste time crying.
Closely you'll find 4 ravens with black wings, a true reflection of my other self. And though the image is distorted on purpose, it's so we don't get used to it. Poison, hatred, rape, bear your name forever in the fruit you rotted. We are certain specters and plumage of spoils, more real than ever. One loves with the heart, and another kills with the heart. In nights of flowers and insomnia, and some cursive poems, blessing of a certain borderland, free from the servitude of rhyme, with the exact weight of rhythm. The price was too If you look closely, you'll find some pride, some tedium, and a life that must shine. To be as vast as the sky without depth, devoid of echoes and calligraphy. Now